Residents there say they've heard unusual animal sounds at night, and several ATV riders say they've seen unusual-looking creatures in the distance.
Drones, often viewed as mere toys for amusement, have transformed into powerful tools, capturing extraordinary moments from the sky. From catching criminals red-handed to documenting phenomena like the river of blood, the footage they capture is nothing short of extraordinary. Prepare to be shocked by these rare glimpses into events that would be unbelievable if not for drone cameras. Join us as we explore the depths of these remarkable occurrences brought to light by drones. Number 1. Moments of relief when drone finds a lost boy. On one sunny Friday around 11:30 in the morning, Anthony, a 3-year-old autistic youngster who is nonverbal, went missing and was miraculously recovered unharmed after becoming lost for 3 days in the Australian outback. The kid disappeared from his Putty, New South Wales home, setting off a large search and rescue effort.
The 3-year-old boy who has autism was found alive in the woods 3 days after he disappeared.
After 3 stressful days of looking, hundreds of volunteers, emergency services, and other agencies united in their quest to find him. Eventually, a police helicopter crew made a breakthrough finding. Anthony was later spotted by a drone in a creek bed, sitting in its shallow waters, not very far from where he went missing. The footage captured during the rescue shows the young boy hydrating himself from the creek. Miraculously, he was in good health, although he had endured ant bites, diaper rash, and some abrasions. Through his ordeal, unseen dangers, unbelievable rescues, and drones reveal what's hidden from human sight. Number 2. Drones caught in a tornado. Tornadoes are mesmerizing yet destructive forces of nature, with the power to obliterate almost anything in their path. These twisters can span up to 40 meters over water and a staggering 3 kilometers over land, racing at speeds between 40 and 60 kilometers per hour. However, it's inside the tornado where the real chaos unfolds, with winds reaching up to 1,300 kilometers per hour, turning any entrapped debris into mere fragments. The inner dynamics of tornadoes remained a mystery until recent advancements in drone technology. The Sail Drone Explorer SD-1045, specifically designed to withstand severe weather conditions, has made it possible to collect meteorological data from within these fierce storms. This drone experienced tornadoes and harsh weather, collecting data that improved our knowledge and ability to predict natural occurrences. In 2019, a project led by meteorologist Reed Timmer showed drones' potential for storm chasing. Timmer initially intended to capture a Nebraska tornado from a safe distance. However, he found himself in the twister's path. Rather than seeing cover, Timmer bravely flew his drone into the tornado. The drone captured powerful footage of the tornado's fury, swirling winds, debris, offering a unique inside view of its might. This audacious video swiftly circulated on social media, giving us a fresh perspective on tornadoes' devastating beauty. While the drone footage might have given us an insight of what's inside of a tornado, this next video shows us what it looks like for an entire area to be burned. Number 3. The massive forest fire. While there's never a shortage of video of wildfires, they're often taken from the ground or from a helicopter, which naturally can't get too close. This is where drones come in. While they might have similar problems to helicopters, like choppy air and visibility issues, they can get closer and still be far safer than a helicopter full of people.
Devastation and heartbreak as you saw parts of historic Lahaina town destroyed as wind-whipped wildfires continue to rage.
In this clip, it looks like a standard nature video until the drone flies above the tree line, where you can see smoke on the horizon. When the drone moves in for a closer look, though, you get a sense of the breadth of the fire. A huge swath of trees burns and the smoke fills the sky. While the scale of this particular fire is not as big as some of the wildfires we've seen on the West Coast in recent years, it still looks enormous and gives a sense of scale for those massive fires. This next video shows us that a drone is not just an object for fun, but can be used in a real-life action situation. Number 4. The escaped prisoner spotted. In 2002, Song Jiang, a Chinese man convicted of human trafficking, escaped from prison, and then effectively vanished. He hadn't been spotted for 17 years when police received a tip that he was living somewhere in the mountains of Yunnan province, not far from his hometown. Police found the terrain too treacherous to search on foot. Instead, in September 2019, they took to the sky and flew a drone over the area, and that's when they spotted where this horrible, creepy criminal was hiding out. Police approached the area on foot, and it got even creepier. According to CNN, Zhang had been without human contact for so long that when authorities tried to speak with him, he was unable to communicate with the officers. The police confirmed it was Zhang and rearrested him. According to NBC News, inside his cave, they found numerous blackened pants, layers of bedding, and evidence he had been cutting his own hair. It also seemed Zhang hadn't bathed or washed his clothes in a long time. This next video shows what goes beyond imagination. It seems like a Hollywood movie. Number 5. Terrifying footage of Blood River. It was overcast on the afternoon of December 9th, 2011, a Friday. Mimlich returned to work and looked at some of the photos he'd snapped on the flight. That's when he spotted a dark red section of the river. Mimlich thought it might be blood, but quickly dismissed the idea as crazy. Still, he contacted the National Response Center, which investigated and found the river was indeed contaminated with blood. Pig's blood, specifically, which came from the Columbia Packing Company, a meat packing company located upriver, was illegally dumping tremendous amounts of pig blood directly into the river instead of disposing of it properly.
The sight of pig's blood spilling into the river and the smells that come from a meat packing factory.
In the end, Columbia Packing Company was ordered to pay a $100,000 fine. It likely would have been worse, but the state's case got sunk by an overeager Dallas County Health and Human Services investigator who trespassed on Columbia's property to snap more photos. If not for the drone seeing the river of blood, it might have just sounded like something like fiction. While that shocked the world, this next video is more shocking as it shows nature in rage. Number 6. Drone captured a horrifying lightning strike. While filming the competition at Long Beach during New York Surf Week, a drone caught an incredible moment. It captured a glimpse of the wrath of nature when a strong rainstorm came over the region on a Thursday night at around 5 p.m. and lightning struck the beach. The sudden lightning strike came as a shock to 5 people nearby.
Dramatic footage from a drone hovering above the ocean in Long Beach captures a giant bolt of lightning.
The drone, flown by Jason Belsky on film by air, was hovering about 10 to 15 feet, or roughly 3 to 4.5 meters, above the water surface off a Long Beach. When the dramatic scene unfolded at this height, the drone was in a prime position to catch the precise moment. The lightning bolt made contact with the shore, providing a rare and captivating view of the storm's power during the event. This next clip shows the deliberate attack on peaceful protesters. Number 7. The Charlottesville car attack. On August 12, 2017, a Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, was countered by a large group of peaceful protesters who opposed the white supremacist and neo-Nazi views of many of the rally attendees. The rally itself was in response to plans to remove a statue of Robert E. Lee from Lee Park. That afternoon, a neo-Nazi and white supremacist named James Alex Fields, Jr. drove his car into a group of protesters, injuring approximately 30 people and one, Heather Heyer.
Charlottesville, Virginia tonight, there is a verdict in the trial of a man who drove his car into counter-protesters at that white nationalist rally, a young woman.
The event, witnessed by several hundred people, was also filmed from multiple angles, including by a drone camera that happened to be hovering overhead. The video only shows an obscured view of the attack, but it is still graphic and shocking. Fields struck a white sedan, which in turn was slammed into a red minivan, the only vehicle shown clearly in the video. Still, it does make your blood run cold to see people scattering to get out of the way of the horror. In 2019, Fields was convicted of first-degree among other offenses, and sentenced to life in prison. This next video will be creepy enough to give you a nightmare. Number 8. The Ghost of Black Eye Girl. A drone has captured strange footage of a mysterious shape in a UK wood where multiple walkers have claimed to have been haunted by black-eyed children. The image shows a large blotch in the middle of woodland in Cannock Chase, Staffordshire. The area is purportedly stalked by the infamous black-eyed girl, a phantom in the shape of a little girl who has been seen since the 1980s. There has been much local speculation that these sightings relate to the actions of killer Raymond Leslie Morris in the 1960s. Morris murdered 7-year-old Christine Darby in 1967. The black-eyed children of Cannock Chase Forest in Staffordshire, England, are also rumored to be the ghosts of those who succumbed to a diphtheria outbreak in the 1800s. Who needs Sherlock? A drone spots a person setting fires in Italy. Number 9. Calabria arsonist caught in the act. In Italy, while investigating wildfires, forest rangers made a surprising discovery with the help of a drone. This drone flown over regions known for previous fires caught an arsonist red-handed. It filmed a person lighting a fire in the woods with a lighter and then walking away as if nothing happened. The footage led Italy's Forest Protection Unit, the Carabinieri Forestale, to promptly apprehend the suspect found not too far from the scene. The incident took place near Monterio, about 30 miles northeast of Naples. Firefighters quickly responded and managed to put out the blaze before it could spread further. Despite the quick action, the fire had already destroyed around 5 acres of land, including pasture and woodland. The individual caught a 50-year-old farmer who raises sheep and goats and was arrested, although his name was not disclosed by the authorities. This next video, caught by the drone, is more intriguing as it gives answers to some questions about what it looks like after an earthquake. Number 10. The devastating aftermath of a tsunami. On September 28, 2018, a 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck near the Indonesian island of Sulawesi. While the earthquake did minimal damage, it triggered what was thought to be a small tsunami. Shortly after the tsunami, experts found that in Palu, the capital of the central Sulawesi province, waves reached 20 feet, more than double the initial estimates, according to Scientific American. Within days of the disaster, drone footage of the city began to emerge. Seeing the ruin from above, you can understand the scope of what happened. Bridges lay collapsed, houses are little more than debris, and some areas are still underwater. Then, of course, there are the people of Palu as they prepare to rebuild their city. With the help of the drone, we were able to discover the remains after an earthquake. But this next video is more interesting as it gives us insight about nature underwater. Number 11. Mesmerizing humpback whales bubble. Feeding in the cold waters of the Antarctic island, a drone captured a beautiful display of nature. Humpback whales performing bubble net feeding. This remarkable footage showcases these majestic marine giants working together in harmony. They swim in a gradually tightening circle, releasing bubbles below a group of krill. This clever tactic corrals the krill upwards, bringing them closer to the surface and making them an easier target for the whales to devour. Krill, tiny but crucial, forms a significant part of the humpback whale's diet, which is essential for their survival in these cold waters. The Antarctic Peninsula is a critical feeding area for several whale species, including humpbacks. Here, they gather in large numbers to take advantage of the abundant food supply. However, these vital feeding rituals are under threat. The whales find themselves in direct competition with industrial krill fishing operations. These human activities are not just a competition for food. They pose a significant threat to the delicate balance of this marine ecosystem, from ocean depths to deserted frontier. Witness the wonders of nature and history unveiled through cutting-edge technology. Number 12. Man spotted chilling on wind turbine. Wind turbines are built to turn wind into electricity, but some thrill seekers see them as a chance for an adrenaline rush. In one such instance, a drone pilot decided to fly up and check out a wind turbine from above. To his surprise, he spotted a man lying down, soaking up the sun, at the very top of the turbine. Considering the turbine stands as tall as a 37-story building, at 100 m high, it's quite a shock to see someone up there without any safety equipment. Drone operator Kevin Miller spotted Benedictine monk brother Joseph Byron catching some cool breeze on the turbine. Byron said he's been climbing the turbine for over a decade for a little alone time, and no, he's not afraid of heights. This next footage will make your stomach turn. Number 13, a majestic one, 500-foot broadcast tower. The spectacular drone footage grabbed attention, courtesy of Kevin Schmidt's spine-chilling work. Tower climber Kevin Schmidt has been doing this regularly, just changing a bulb. It's a part of Schmidt's job at Sioux Falls Tower and Communications. Although he gets paid a whopping $20,000 per climb, many of us would not even dare practice such stunts. In a clip, the man is seen changing a light bulb on the top of a television broadcast antenna. Kevin Schmidt is nothing less than a superhero. After all, what he does is anything but normal. He climbs 500-foot towers every 6 months and does everything from regular maintenance, including the changing of a bulb, to putting up towers. The bulb is required to alert oncoming airplanes and avoid any accidents or damage. This next video, captured by a drone, shows how predators underwater hunt down their prey. Number 14. Disturbing footage of shark feeding on a whale. Rangers have captured video of dozens of sharks feeding on a whale carcass off the Queensland coast, prompting a warning for people to stay away from stranded or dead animals at sea. The frenzy involved about 50 tiger sharks scavenging a humpback that died of natural causes and was adrift in the Great Sandy Marine Park off Hervey Bay. Senior Ranger Daniel Clifton said the drone and handheld video showed the important ecological relationship between sharks and whales. The death of one whale, although sad, creates a life source for many other scavenging animals, including fish, sharks, and other marine life, he said. We're fortunate here in the Great Sandy Marine Park that we can experience these natural processes firsthand. The whale is the 5th to die in wide bay waters in the past week, while the animals undertake their annual migration. This next view shows how undersea hierarchy works. Number 15. A shark catching its prey. A crew of researchers uses a drone to film sharks from above due to the water being cloudy shore, and captures one doing what sharks are best at, getting ready to eat. Seen from above, the shark hunts for seals, which normally hide near the rocks close to the shore to avoid this very situation. However, due to a high tide, the shark can maneuver the rocks easily. The film crew can tell what's going on from the shark's behavior, and they brace themselves for marine predator lunchtime theater. A seal, seemingly unable to detect the shark's very close proximity, swims directly toward its hungry enemy. Within seconds, the shark darts forward and attacks, and moments later, blood surrounds the two in the water. It then begins shaking the seal, and though the experts in the crew assure us the seal was probably already dead, it's still very sobering to see, especially since the animals had no idea they were being watched. From ocean depths to deserted frontier, witness the wonders of nature and history unveiled through cutting-edge technology. Number 16. Drones exploring ghost town filled with bodies. Through the eyes of a drone, let's travel to Putty, a deserted town in California. Born out of the excitement of the gold rush in the 1860s, Putty is named after William Putty, who struck it rich here but perished in a severe snowfall. Putty was the second busiest city in the state in 1876 when it was at its busiest, boasting saloons, amusement venues, a printing press, a school, and its own railway. However, it was also known for its lawlessness and high crime rates, which rose as quickly as Putty declined. The gold veins ran dry, and by 1917, the decision was made to tear down the railway. The 1930s brought a devastating fire that wiped out much of the town. Fast forward to the 20th century's close, and Putty found new life as a historic park. Efforts were made to preserve what remained, offering visitors a glimpse into the Wild West of the late 1800s and early 1900s. Thanks to the artistry of California videographers Russell Brown and Aaron Grimes and their GoPro-equipped drones, the beauty and desolation of Bod are now accessible to all. This next view shows the beauty of seeing things from above. Number 17. The hypnotizing herd of sheep. This drone footage of sheep being herded in Australia has been sped up to give it a more hypnotic feel. Beyond creating an artistic look at sheep, drones serve a useful herding purpose. Some farmers have even started using drones to direct sheep from point A to point B. Drones are fast and loud, so sheep and cattle respond to them. The machines also help farmers keep an eye on the animals. Lear Patel, a drone photographer from Israel, has created an enchanting video showcasing the graceful movements of a large sheep flock over the past 7 months. He captured their journey from winter to summer, pastures in the Peace Valley region of Yakum. The flock's numbers swell from 1,000 to 1,700, shepherded by humans and border collies. All visible in the drone footage to emphasize the beauty of their movement, the video speeds up, revealing the complex patterns the sheep form as they traverse the landscape. Patel shares that he kept the camera stationary for most of the filming, with each scene capturing 4 to 7 minutes of the flock's migration. He discusses the challenge of capturing the flock's behavior as they spread out grazing and how they regroup tightly when facing obstacles like crossing roads. The view is truly mesmerizing and lovely to watch, but this next view shows a mysterious being. Number 18. The Cornfield Clown. Over a lake, a drone captured a large, shadowy figure that could be seen moving under the water, obscured slightly by the ripples. This footage has led some viewers to wonder if they've caught a glimpse of a creature similar to the Loch Ness Monster. In another unexpected encounter, a drone flying over cornfields captured a sight straight out of a horror story. A person dressed as a clown with bright red hair locked eyes with the drone before bolting into the thick woods. While not a creature of myth, the presence of a clown alone in a cornfield suggests a scenario pulled from a horror film, leaving us to ponder the intentions behind such a peculiar and unsettling choice of location. Moreover, one drone operator may have done what many thought impossible: capture a creature resembling Bigfoot on film. The footage shows a large, unusual being that, upon noticing the drone, quickly retreats into the forest. Intriguingly, there had been no previous sightings of such a creature in that area. This next view shows how life really is under the sea. Number 19. An army of crabs caught on drone in North Queensland, Australia. A remarkable sight awaits on a pristine beach, where an army of male light blue soldier crabs, scientifically known as Mycteris longicarpus, make their presence known. These crabs thrive in the transitional zones of mangroves, beaches, and estuaries, feeding on detritus. They have an intriguing way of eating, forming their meals into tiny, rounded pellets from the sand they discard. Captured by a drone, these soldier crabs were seen forming massive groups as they moved across the beach at low tide. This gathering of large armies is thought to be a strategic move, a way to protect themselves against any looming threats. As you watch them closely, you'll notice intriguing behavior. Some crabs suddenly disappear, burrowing into the sand. This is their way of hiding, waiting for the danger to pass or for the tide to go out, showing a glimpse into the fascinating life and survival tactics of these unique creatures in their natural habitat. This next video shows nature's ballet drone revealing pelicans' mesmerizing flight across the ocean. Number 20. Flock of pelicans hanging out over the ocean. A drone enthusiast captured breathtaking footage, offering a glimpse into the world of pelicans gliding over the sea. This video gives viewers a pelican's eye perspective on flying with a flock using a Phantom 3 advanced quadcopter. The videographer tracked the pelicans on their flight from San Clemente State Beach to Trestle Surf Beach in California. The footage beautifully highlights the elegant flight patterns of these majestic birds. As they journey along the California coast, the synchronized movements of the pelicans, coupled with their close encounters with the drone, provide a captivating experience. Viewers are drawn into the scene, feeling as if they're part of the flock effortlessly soaring over the ocean landscape. This next video shows Freefall Survivor. Number 21. A bird swallowed by giant glory hole. In February 2017, as waters rose at Lake Berryessa in California's Napa Valley, the glory hole spillway started doing its job, and the Lake Berryessa News used a drone to capture the mesmerizing whirlpool from above. When the lake's level is low, the concrete spillway structure sticks out of the water. When water levels rise, the spillway turns into a funnel that drains the water. In a heart-stopping moment, a bird found itself in a precarious situation. The bird gliding over the water got caught in the pull of a massive drain known locally as the glory hole. This 200-foot deep spillway is crucial for controlling the reservoir's water levels. Rick Fowler, the lake's water resources manager, managed to capture the tense moments as the bird was sucked into the vortex and vanished from sight. If the drone didn't capture this, no one would believe it. The footage sparked a flurry of speculation about the bird's survival, with many fearing the worst. The daunting drop and the powerful water pressure led experts to believe the bird didn't make it, contrary to these grim predictions. The eyewitness to this dramatic event had a different story to tell. He was convinced that the bird, which he identified as a corant, miraculously survived its ordeal. According to him, after a suspenseful wait, the bird rocketed out of the spillway, shook off the dramatic plunge, and took flight once again, soaring freely. The next footage was not captured by a drone, but it was more shocking than all those that were listed earlier. Number 22. An unidentified extinct animal. Imagine hearing a deafening noise outside your house, and when you go to investigate the cause, you find something even more frightening. One Russian man claims he experienced exactly that. But what exactly did he find? In 2011, in a small village in Russia, a local farmer reported that his home was shaken by a large explosion nearby. While looking for the source, the farmer stumbles upon some remains that look nothing like the usual local wildlife. The creature has a strange head, and an even stranger's torso and limbs, and the state it's in is even more puzzling. It appears mummified. The way this finding is displayed in the video is also quite intriguing. According to the source who gave us this video, the cause of the explosion was never found, but residents of the town were more frightened by what this creature could portend for their village. Some locals may have believed this creature was the handiwork of Baba Yaga, but journalist Aaron McCarthy says there could be a slightly less creepy explanation. Permafrost is melting in Russia, and with that melting, all kinds of extinct creatures are popping up, like mammoths and rhinos. So potentially this creature is extinct that we just don't know about yet. Scientists try to analyze what kind of animal this creature is. First, analyst Mick West examines whether this specimen could be some kind of hoax, but he thinks it's a dead animal that has been mummified. The process of mummification could take a long time. This may be an extinct species of animal that formerly lived in Russia that is no longer there today. This discovery might have been interesting, but this next discovery captured by the drone is even more intriguing because it found someone who has been in search for a while. Thanks for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this.